Welcome to episode 1 of Tunes, Tones, and Tech, where we invite musical guests to participate in a discussion where we put the spotlight on the movers and shakers in the music world who have made a significant contribution to the music scene around us. In this episode, we sit down with my good friend, talented musician, killer guitarist, and really fun guy, Stu Miller, to find out what he's been up to and where he's going next. We had a blast sharing our time together, so I hope you enjoy. Give it a smash.
Ow.
That was good. That was better.
Hurt.
Have you ever done that before?
I usually do a clap when I'm trying to line things up for video podcasts and stuff like that when we're doing that for a while, but just so I can see the peak and you go, there they go.
That's it. I mean, that's how they've done it since the beginning of sound with movies.
But before you could see a peak, you would be doing it on like a cassette, right? Or a tape, reel-to-reel, something like that. How would you see the peak then? You
can hear it because you can scroll. With reel-to-reel, you just go, whoop, whoop, whoop.
You hear the, yep.
You look for it, match it.
Yeah. Anything that makes your day and your job and your work and your life easier, I'm all for it.
Well, you said it.
Except for AI.
I could, that's you just opened up a can of worms right there with that one. But, I agree. Anything that you can do to streamline your process, why the heck would you not do it?
Yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like the moment of inspiration to like completing something, you there's a whole gamut in there to get distracted. And if you can just be like, got an idea, I'm going to turn it into something as quickly as I can. Yeah. That's the magic sauce.
I got it like a bunch of I make everything musical as much as I can. And I remember like somebody griping at me about Chris Lord-Alge, producer, engineer, brilliant mixer, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, he just seems to crank out the same record over and over and over again. I said, okay. Okay, dude has, I don't know how many Grammys, right?
Sure.
Number 2, he has a studio full of stuff, all preset to things that he likes. And he basically just goes, send the drums here, send the guitar here, send anything, and basically the record basically mixes itself at that point in time, right? And I'm like, that sounds amazing. I can get close to the sounds I want, the things I like, without having to do a bunch of hunting on dials and stuff like that. He just leaves them all singing like 50 different, LA2As in that, like in that room, and just like runs it all the same thing. And it's like, I love that process of like, once you get your system down, use that and then tweak to taste.
Is he a Waves?
He has a bunch of plugins on Waves. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. And I don't know if I'm sure he's got, I've got a couple of his plugins, mainly because I don't use like the typical thing, like this is your drum plugin, but I like his weird stuff. Like this is my telephone filter. This is my, my super warbly chorus thing I do. This is, like my lo-fi setting. Like I like his effect stuff, but I don't particularly like use the other stuff because I've got other things.
Because you can always change it later on down the line.
Everybody's got an opinion on like how you should do things. And I've taught a couple of production students for music and been like, they're all like, well, how should I do this? I said, well, you know how the basic, a compressor works. You know how an EQ works. You know how all of these things kind of work. You know how a reverb send works. If it gets you the sound you like, don't listen to these twits online. If it sounds the way you want it to sound, who cares? As long as you're not like hammering your master bus and digital clipping everything, it's probably going to sound fine.
I watched Tom Morello's masterclass, which was pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
And if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth walking through that thing with him. But he mentions like when he was trying to find his sound, he's like, I dealt with all these different amps. He's like, I never really found what I loved. I just at some point said, let's just be kind of utilitarian about it.
Yeah.
It's good enough. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Let's not let the gear get in the way.
Yeah.
That resonated with me because I felt like that's kind of what I did.
I agree with that too. I mean, like there's you're balancing two things in my opinion whenever you're playing, which is sound and how it's working with the band and your experience of creating that sound with the band. Like those two things you're balancing. So, but if you can get that from I've got a friend who's got a guitar that's got a multi-effects thing built into the guitar and his foot switch is this big, and he was doing a gig with some other people and it started snowing on stage, and literally he's wireless. He punted that pedal board across the stage. Now it doesn't sound great, but his experience of like not worrying about his, like $6,000 pedal board. Meanwhile, the other guitar player, a friend of mine, had to pick it up and carry it around, like move his stuff off stage. But their experiences are different. One guy like really loves the experience of stepping on buttons and creating sounds. The other guy's just like, give me an overdrive sound, give me a lead sound, give me a clean sound. That's all I need to do this gig to make make the money to go home and feed my
For
family.
records, I feel like the former guy.
Yeah.
For live, I feel more like the second guy.
I think it's a balancing act because I still want to have the experience I want to have while playing live. I still want to enjoy it.
As close to it as you can get.
And if I'm
But
fighting,
every room you ever get into, even if you're like, this is my amp, this is my sound, you take into 10 different rooms, every single room is going to sound different.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So there's got to be a lot of, grace with your gear. You're like, it's close enough. I can make some sounds.
Yeah. I mean, there's a thing like if I'm standing in front of the amp, I mean, once it gets to the front of the house, that's not my job. That's not my realm. Unless I'm the guy mixing that night, which I don't want to be that guy. But like that amp, if I get in front of that amp and I play that G, the G chord thing, where you just like, it's root fifth, root fifth, root fifth all the way through it. You no third in it. You just go, wah, and it does that thing. And you go, all right, I'm 12 again. That's the thing,
Totally.
It takes me back to being that kid. And it's loud. It's annoying my parents, or whatever it is. They're like, he's up there doing it again, and they meant playing guitar.
All right, so let's back way up here. Like you and I actually go back quite a ways, which is cool to like think about that. Like we were in high school jazz band together.
Yeah. You were playing guitar.
I was playing guitar. You were playing trombone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was playing trombone. Not well, I might add. But I mean, I did well enough to get through jazz band. And when you and I met, I had just moved from the UK to the United States.
Okay.
And I had learned trombone, played it there, and come here and, jazz band is what you do. They didn't have, when I was in school in the UK, they didn't have jazz band. They had they had ensemble. They played an orchestra. I went to an all boys school and there were a bunch of snobs there, So,
I didn't know you came from the UK. Yeah. How did I miss that piece?
Because my parents say I was very, very adaptable as a kid. We moved from, I was born in Scotland. Okay. I don't know if you knew this.
I know it now.
Brief bio.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm actually Scottish. I was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. When I was 7, we moved from Scotland to England.
Okay.
And my parents said I went to school Scottish and came home English.
Oh,
same thing happened when I came to the US. I went to school English and came home American. They're like, how's he doing? Well, my best friend in the UK was actually from Maryland. So, so I picked up.
Got some of that influence early on.
I got some of that influence earlier on. So, I mean, it's funny. My wife is even aware of this now. I'm like, the more Scotch you put into me, the more Scottish I become. She's like, it's like a reversion.
That's awesome.
Like if I have a couple, like.
Should we try?
I mean, I haven't eaten anything today yet, so probably not. And I have to work tonight.
11 o'clock in the morning.
11 o'clock. What's that line
from Mr. Mom? Come on, what kind of rock star are you?
Line from Mr. Mom where he goes, hey, you want a beer or something? He's like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. He goes, Scotch? Yeah. But, I mean, if I've gone on vacation, gone on a plane at 7 o'clock in the morning and had a beer then, but, today I got to work.
Living on the wild side.
So yeah, I came into, we went to high school. We came into that high school and, I was jumped a year. I would have been a freshman in age, but because you start school a year earlier in the UK, it made me a sophomore. So I was like the youngest sophomore at that school.
Wow.
And so, I met you and I remember you like being a guitar player that just blew my mind out of my butt. Like you were so good. It was gross. And I think you were a senior when I was a sophomore. So you were in on second thought at that time. Did you guys start at that then?
Kind of the earliest version of it was kind of happening in and around like, we did like a talent show thing. Yeah. And then whoever was running like the senior dinner as like our final like, hurrah as seniors at the school. Yeah. They're like, would you guys come and entertain at the senior dinner? And so we kind of put together the first version where we brought Doug Koch on bass. Cause he was like tinkering on guitar and bass. And I was like, he's actually intuitively very good. Yeah. Even though he had no schooling but he turned into be a killer bass player. Yeah. But that was kind of the first iteration of On Second Thought. Yeah. Jeremy Redmond on guitar. Yeah. Me on guitar, Doug Koch on bass, Jeff Keane on drums. Yeah. And we played the senior dinner. I went off to school the next fall. Yeah. Jeremy and Doug stuck around. Yeah. In town. Yeah. And I think Doug was working in a music store. Jeremy was working at like a fish store. And they're like, they get together and jam. They get together and jam. And then when I came home for Christmas, they're like, you want to be in a band? And I was like, oh yeah, I want to be in a band. Yeah. Like, what does that mean?
Where were you going to school at that time?
Montana State University.
So you were a bit of a drive away.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were still doing shows and stuff like that. So literally like every couple of weeks I was flying home
Oh, wow.
to do shows and stuff like that. To the point where like the airline, stewardesses were like, "Oh, it's you again. We'll
'Cause
put
there's
your
probably
guitar in this closet."
2 flights a day, and it was the same crew every time or whatever.
Pretty much.
Or-
Like they started to recognize me, and they
Yeah.
they always knew that I didn't want to check my guitar. So they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you can put it in the coat closet over here."
Yeah.
After a while, my parents were like, a lot of money and airline tickets. Are you sure you don't want to come, to school in Colorado?
Yeah.
But like, so let's get back to, so high school trombone for you.
Yeah.
And then when did you switch? Because here's my understanding of what happened with Stuart Miller.
Yeah.
This excited, giddy, funny, smart, talented kid in a jazz band playing trombone.
Yeah.
I blink, and now you're like the superstar guitar player the next time I saw you. To the point where I was like, oh my gosh, I got some catching up to do. I literally, like, when I saw you, I was
that's
like,
very sweet of you.
oh, damn.
That's very kind.
He like
Thank you.
shifted gears from like first gear to like sixth in no time at all.
We had some people in that high school in particular who there's a guy who still plays now. His name's Dave Villano.
Love Dave.
So he's
Killer
just
player.
like absolutely the most incredible. I mean, he was what, 16,
He's good.
and he was
good, yeah.
so good. And he
was doing all the Ingve stuff and scalloping his board and everything.
He did indeed. And he turned me on to a whole lot of stuff because I mean I was like a Metallica head. Like I loved the super fast, super angry stuff. Think of my dad, that kind of stuff. And Dave turned me on to this style of playing that was, I don't even know how to describe it. Like when you first hear that stuff, you go, I'm sorry, they're doing what now?
Yeah.
And, I've been playing music since I was 4. I took piano lessons when I was 4. So, of course I hated it, and so, but you stick with it long enough, eventually you go, oh, I actually love this. Hey, like you do progress and stuff. But they were doing the stuff I learned as a kid playing classical music on electric guitars, and I'd never heard that before. I'd heard, like Queen is my favorite band of all time, still, period, to this
Killer
day.
band, yeah, for sure.
And Brian May is very much that guitar player that plays in that style, but he wasn't playing what Yngwie, John Petrucci, Vinnie Moore, all these like Jason Becker, Marty Friedman, all these shrapnel shred artists that Dave was into were playing. And so I remember going there and seeing him do all this stuff. And, it's like anything else. Once you have an understanding of the basic structure of the whole thing, you're like, I see the matrix code. I can't physically do that.
Well said. Yeah.
But I see the code here.
Yep.
And I understand how they're doing what they're doing. There's only a few players in my life that I listen to. I'm sure you have this thing, like still. But they keep coming up. Mateus Mancuso, do not understand how he does it.
He's ridiculous.
Incredible player. Toe Sinabasi still blows my mind.
Yep.
But Alan Holdsworth and Eric Johnson are 2 guys I still don't know how they do what they do. But so back to Dave, he's the guy that turned me on to all of that kind of stuff. He had a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier, full stack in his basement. It was, you couldn't be, you walked around the corner to his house. He lived like 5 minutes from where I lived. Yeah. And I would walk over, ride my bike over to his house. And you could hear him, probably like a quarter mile from the house.
Oh yeah, before his mom got home from work.
Mom got home.
Oh yeah, I got together with him in his basement.
Yeah.
He'd tuck his hair back and they just kind of just get into it and start ripping.
Also, the weirdest thing about his hands, I don't know if you ever know this, but he's
got a 6th finger? He's got
an extra finger. No, he doesn't have an extra finger. But he had no calluses on his fingers.
Oh, interesting.
And I remember, I don't know if it's the same now, but I remember like going, what? You don't have any calluses on your fingers.
Because he played some light strings?
I don't know if he played light string, but I remember that from that point in time, like, and okay, it might not be real. I might have dreamed that, but you never can tell. But I'm pretty sure he didn't have calluses on his fingers. And I remember just the way he played and the things he turned me on to were just like, that changed my trajectory. And so even that year of high school, I had him and a couple other dudes write guitar tabs in my yearbook. So I still have like a Megadeth tab in the front of the book and all this kind of stuff. And so that, and then I met this guy named Bill Travis, who I'm still friends with.
Sure, yeah, love Bill, killer drummer.
Just saw him a couple of days ago at a friend's birthday party. Still a brilliant drummer. And, he and I became friends, and we started jamming at his house. And you really learn how to play when you start playing with other people.
For sure.
It's like you can do all the stuff you want to do in your basement, and you're really good in front of the washing machine. When you have to do it in front of another person, it changes them.
And with them.
Yes. Yeah. They're like, hey, do you know how to play this Dream Theater song? Yes. And then you can't play it with them. Like, I need to go home and learn how to do that.
I feel like I've seen Dave Villano in recent years playing violin.
Yes.
Is that true? Okay.
Yeah, he's a violin player. I see him, something pop up on the internet, on the Face Space and Instamize or whatever they're called now, where he's playing a mall for Christmas, and he'll sell his holiday records. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm like, okay, let's think about it. I see him doing this Christmas gig, and I'm like, he's crushing it.
Yeah.
And I'd love to stop and be like, Dave, what's up?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just gonna respect what he's doing. I'll catch up with him later. But I'm like, I know he knows how to shred on guitar, and he's doing this on violin.
Yeah.
He could probably rip Paganini.
Yeah.
I mean, no problem.
Yeah.
He's an amazing musician.
And I mean, again, this is like, there's like these little like nodes that people hit. And I know you've been part of these nodes for people. You were part of a node for me, because watching you play for me was like, I had that, you know, like, how's that guy doing that? You were the first guy I knew had a Wilkinson tremolo. That's, but like, there's like, Dave is one of those nodes in my life where it's like, you know, this little like thing where you like, you kind of gestate a little bit and then you branch out, and you could have gone 40 different ways, but like, he's one of those people, you're one of those people, and we've all got these places we occupy in people's lives where you were a catalyst for something great for them. And, you know, like, to go on this path, like, I was going to engineering school, you know, and then I was like 20 something and I had been playing and touring, and I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go do music. And, you know, fortunately I was supported in that to a certain extent.
Let's go look at some videos.
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
That's awesome.
I mean, one-handed.
Yeah, but he's using both feet.
But he's like smoking a cigarette. I mean, he's as tight as it gets with one hand.
That's awesome.
It's incredible. Funny. She's crushing it.
She looks like she's having a great time too, and I love seeing that.
It helps when you have bouncy hair for that secondary motion.
Yeah, she's like having a great time.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Nice modulations too.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh yeah. Some nice 80s sounding.
Yeah. Exactly what that should sound like.
Oh yeah. Nice little dose of quick riffs.
Nice bar work too.
Woo!
Nice little chicken
Ooh,
bacon.
let's go.
Stomp box too.
Yeah, must be.
Or he's tracking somewhere, so it's like a U87 and a, what is that? And a
SM7B?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, nice.
It took me 19 years to play this on guitar. When I started out, one of my biggest goals was mastering the 24th.
I don't know, but I've seen his ads all over the
playing my
place.
favorite section using only one hand, twice as fast as the original. Let's do this.
It's a clean player.
Yeah. He's doing it all with the hammer-ons. Yes, I've seen this thing. You can 3D print these
What?
now at home.
Wait, the music doesn't even make sense to what's going on. Or is he playing melodies from the
I
chords?
don't know.
That was cool.
Whoa!
Yeah, brother.
That is a dirty fill.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Excellent.
Oh, let's go.
Oh man, I love this record. The 24 Nights Live, Clapton.
He flips people off when he does his chords too. I do that. I'm trying to get rid of it.
Same chord the entire song.
Totally.
Now do that for a night. That's
Just make sure you got the groove, right? Oh, let's go.
Man, that's a.
Oh, you better have good strap locks for that.
Yeah. Holy,
That's a cool jam. I've seen this girl. She plays percussion stuff on her pad live as a DJ.
I mean, I like that kind of thing. That adding some.
I like the live
elements.
performance
Yeah.
element to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got our buddy Mike out in Nashville has the thing where he plays drums along with like tracks, but he plays the live drums, and I think
He's got the screens that play the videos along with what he's playing on drums and everything. It's cool. I actually went and shot a video with him.
Oh,
when he
nice.
was doing that whole and he crushes it. He could easily be playing his gig anywhere DJs are playing.
Yeah, I agree.
Good, here we go.
I'm looking at all your pedals.
Yeah, you know.
The Full Tone GT500.
Oh, dude, I love that thing too. So good.
It was the with the full drive. I think I had maybe like 4 or 5 of those, and then he changed them, and I didn't like them as much anymore. But there was ones with I don't remember which one it was. Was it the first generation one was really good, Full Tone 2, blue with the cream knobs. I don't remember what else was deal with that. But once he then changed something, and the boost setting wasn't the same, and you couldn't stack them in the right ways. And
You know what's interesting though? Like it's the combination of all the stuff, right?
yeah,
Because some guitars sound terrible. All of a sudden you plug in a different amp and you're like, oh, that's the magic.
yeah,
You put a pedal in the line and you're like, oh, that pedal sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Plug a different guitar into it and all of a sudden you're like, oh,
yeah,
well, those sound great together.
yeah.
So a lot of this has just been, pedals along the way to just experiment to figure out what was going to sound good. Like the, oh gosh, what is it? That MXR, that yellow one.
Oh, the Distortion Plus.
I bought that. I had so much high aspirations for it. It sucks in my line of things.
But if you use it as a
You put it with the right gear.
hammer the front, turn the gain down, turn the volume up.
See, you know.
It's a
The DS1. I mean, Joe Satriani used those.
same thing. Yeah.
I used that for years, and then my lead tone would be a combination of that and a tube screamer.
I just did a recording session where I used a 55 Deluxe, and I put a Proco Rat pedal in the front of it. People were like,
gosh.
"What are you doing?" I said, "Wait," and it had this weird fuzzy fizz thing to it, and I had the knobs were all set, all kinds of crazy, but it was the
That's funny. People either love those or hate those.
yeah. Well, it depends on the setting. Like you cannot turn the gain up on them.
Yeah.
They sound like crap with the gain all the way up, but they do a certain thing. It's like a Big Muff. Big Muff does a Big Muff thing. It's like they everything has its place. Everything has its thing that it does right. I bought a pedal years ago. It was called the 5F6 by Catalan brand, something like that.
Okay.
It's basically supposed to be a basement circuit in a pedal.
Cool.
And I plugged it into a Deluxe, and I thought I just sounded fantastic. It was down at shout out to Flipside Music,
Hey,
Ike's shop.
let's go.
Great little shop, and Ike has some great stuff there. But I bought this pedal, and I got it back to my house and my rig, and I threw it on the board because it was supposed to sounded great with the Deluxe. Well, I plugged it in at home. I was like, I made an error because it wasn't the pedal. It was the pedal and the amp together.
Right.
So I went back to Ike's shop and I bought the Deluxe and took it home too. That was my new rig, was those two things.
I get that. I totally get that. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted a Marshall so bad.
Yeah.
Finally got it. But what I'd had years prior to that was a Fender Princeton.
Yeah.
And the Fender Princeton clean sound was
Yeah.
awesome.
Untouchable.
And I was just like so in tune with that.
Yeah.
And the Marshall clean tone, I was like, oh. I remember like very naively going to Pro Sound. Which
Pro Sound.
old Pro Sound, right?
Yeah.
And
A lot of pointy guitars at that time in Pro Sound.
Oh, I got so many stories about Pro Sound.
Yeah.
But I remember going in there and talking to this guy. He was working in the shop there.
Yeah.
And fixing the gear and everything. And I was like, man, I really want like the Fender tone in my Marshall. And he's like, well, buy a Fender.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just worked all summer to buy this cabinet, and like I don't have money to go just like swap out and buy
Which
another.
Marshall did you buy?
It was the JCM 900 4101, I believe, or 4201, the dual reverb one.
Yeah. I mean, that is the thing though with the Princeton I mean, what year was the Princeton?
Well, it was a solid state one. It wasn't
Still,
even.
though.
It was killer because it was stereo.
Yeah.
And I had the stereo chorus thing. It was, my dad bought it for me, and I just fell in love with that amp.
Yeah.
Well, I loved that stereo imaging so much.
We all had that amp at one point in time. It's
So good. I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
But I bought the Marshall, and of course the lead channel was amazing.
Yeah.
Like that became like my sound. I would just love that amp sound.
But the clean sound was.
The clean sound wasn't there.
Yeah.
Cut to this thing.
Yeah.
I love the clean tone in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I miss that Marshall clean tone. Like it's its own thing.
I've always been a volume knob guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like
to get the crunch?
You get the crunch always, like, because I mean, I'm going to do this thing in Wyoming. It's a super country.
Yes, love it.
This week, and I'm taking a Marshall, getting the crunch leg where the rhythm channel is where you want it, and using the volume knob to dial back the clean sound. The Telecaster I have, which is made by a friend of mine, has a high-end crossover in the volume pot, so it doesn't get darker as you roll the volume knob down. So when it's up, it's like hammered, like Telecaster sound.
Okay.
Right about like 80%. That's where that traditional Fender sound is super bright, super chimey, super like got that twang. Pick behind the pickup a little bit.
Yeah.
It does that thing. I just love that. And then if I want more, I think I've got 2 overdrive pedals.
Hey, why not?
Why not? I like that. Volume knobs and a couple of extras, and we're good to go.
Gosh, what was that guitar shop on Broadway? It may even still be there, like down by where the Gart Sports Castle was. He was an interesting dude, and he always had an eclectic, variety of things. He was the first person who ever like presented the idea, like, oh, you could take the inner workings of a pedal, like a tube screamer, and put it in the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And just have that like kind of push thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius.
Yeah. I know Matt Bellamy from Muse has had like buzz factories and all that kind of stuff
inside
in the guitars, the Manson guitars.
Do you remember Sean Kelly from the Samples?
Oh yeah.
Who had like that pad thing?
Yeah. It's a Chaos pad. So it's like a MIDI controller, like a...
I'd never seen anything like that in like the mid 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sean is Sean.
I loved their music. When I was in high school, I was listening to all this like kind of heavier stuff, and all of a sudden I was introduced to Samples, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
Because it was like...
You were from around our neighborhood too.
It was like reggae, but better in a way, because it was higher energy, but it was still had the happy... mostly it was all in major keys and stuff. And then Jeep putting all those like super sick, groovy beats to it. I'm like, what is this? I mean, they have their own groove, and it's kind of sophisticated in its own right.
Yeah. It's that particular era of the Samples though is kind of the magic.
For sure.
Magic zone.
No doubt.
Same with all the bands, we were into back in the like that kind of band, like all your Bodines, your Freddie Jones bands, that kind of stuff, like all those kind of guys. I mean, Big Head Todd's been kind of the same.
He's been the same 3 guys at the core of
Jeremy, a few years ago.
Is Hazel still singing with him or not?
Yes, she was at they just did a couple of nights at Red Rocks for their 40th anniversary show. A friend of ours is the keyboard player, the organ player for them. And Hazel was up for a couple songs that night, but not a surprise, but
they're all great. They're all great. I love that the 3 of them at the core of it are still together.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of rare.
Yeah.
I mean, any band you think of, like Aerosmith was never my favorite band.
Yeah.
But now I have a lot more respect for them when I kind of look into the nuances of all the things and what they do and all the antics on stage and the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you gotta have respect for how long they've stuck together.
Yeah.
I mean, they were on the verge of breaking up because of heavy, alcohol and drug addictions and all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But like, there's respect for a band that can last that long and like stick together as the original group.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
And I one of the things I think is interesting. I know that Steven Tyler just showed up for the Ozzy farewell show for Ozzy passed, and he's saying it goes on. He sounded incredible, and he was going reunion tour, and I said, looking at it and going, there's a big difference between singing 3 songs on a Sunday afternoon and going on tour and doing it for 2 hours a night for, 8 to 12 weeks at a time. Yeah. Big difference. Yeah. And imagine having that career for 50 years.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, more power to them. It's a little easier being a guitar player. We did choose wisely. You do sing like a bird, though.
I think my comfort zone, I will sing, but I think my comfort zone is I love being a harmony guy.
Yeah.
Because you don't have as much pressure on you. You don't. Yeah. I mean, as long as your strings are in tune, your amp's sounding good, and you're working, it's a little bit easier to do this consistently than it is to sing on spot.
Yes, I agree with that. But I also do think that one of the nice things about being the lead singer is you get to tell everybody else what to do. Because if you go and the rest of the band doesn't go with you, you don't look like a jackass. They do.
Well, sure. And during the performance, yes. You're diving into the chorus too early or something, or
and I can so you guys just go with me. It's I don't know.
There's a lot of pressure though.
It is a lot of pressure. You do carry a lot of the weight, and you are also the focal point. And if something goes wrong anywhere, you're the mouthpiece of Sauron at that point in time. So you're the person that they all talk to.
I have a lot of respect for lead singers who are the main singer. Yeah. And also like doing all the banter in between songs and shredding all the solos and stuff. Like the singers who can do all those things.
The John Mayers of the world.
That's a lot on your shoulders. But if you can pull it off and do it well, like more power to you. That's a hard gig.
Very much so. And it's I agree with you. That's a tough gig. Yeah. Like, imagine how it's like holding like 4 different games of chess in your head at the same time.
Exactly. You do it well.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I just saw you guys. I saw you and your wife play the other day, and you are up there singing and laying down loops and shredding and doing it flawlessly and singing and being funny and entertaining everybody. And
I appreciate that I came across as doing it flawlessly because up there,
dude, it was great.
There was a lot of screaming going on in my. No, the nice thing about doing that gig is my wife does give me a lot of grace up there. Even if I start the loop wrong, she's just like. She doesn't mock me then. She'll wait till later and go like, did you fall? No, I did not fall. Thanks, honey. No, she helped because she's really, really good at that banter too. And it's the first time I've actually I've been in bands with people that have that banter piece down, but they don't have any of the other pieces down. And sometimes they would have other things that they would want to do rather than be part of the banter. And it's kind of hard to be in a band with somebody that only has one of those 4 games of chess going on. Yes. She is not, so she's aware if I have to go fix something or I'm doing something, she can tell the jokes too, which is really great. And she's much funnier than I am. She's much better looking too.
Oh, she's adorable and she's talented, and you guys are both super talented. So it's a fun duo to see you. So. I guess this sends me down this line of questions I have for you.
Oh, you have questions?
I have questions that I prepared for you. It's just so fun to just talk about all this, stuff that comes to the top of our head. But we can go quickly through this because I think.
Okay, rapid fire.
We can make it rapid fire. Sure.
The thinker. I'll pretend like I'm thinking. I'm not gonna.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Stream of consciousness.
Favorite old school artists?
In my lifetime?
Yeah.
Queen is the greatest band of all time. The band I just found out that I really love, but didn't know I really loved was Blondie. Right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I've not, all the hits, the songs, but if you listen to that band, it's like the Rolling Stones. I understand what's going on. I understand what everybody's doing. I don't know how you do that together and make it work. There's a song Dreamin' from Blondie. I've heard it before. And then I did a bit of a deep dive on it because I was like, the lyrics are amazing. It's a beautiful, uplifting, and the drums, Clem Burke's drums on that are amazing. So that song is just mind blowing. I don't know how they put it all together like that.
Well, that resonates for sure because just the power of the ensemble, right? And how they work well with each other. And this is why some ensembles work and some don't. You see like cover bands who will cover like a famous song or something. You're like, there's just something off about it.
You missed the vibe.
You missed the vibe. Yeah. The vibe's such the abstract piece of it. It's hard to put your finger on what that is. All right, here we go. Favorite contemporary artist?
I don't know if I'd go contemporary on this one, but Taylor Swift is blowing my mind always. From a music perspective, from a business perspective. just shaking things up, whether you like her or don't like her.
Absolutely.
I love that there's this kind of like the Beatles did with songwriting. There's a standardization of how things should work, and she's running a lot of the business pieces on that. In fact, there's clauses in record deals now because of things that she has done.
I love it.
And she's not even 40 yet. Like just mind blowing. Chapel Roan, brilliant. Gracie Abrams, cool stuff. As far as bands go, there's this band called Royal Otis.
I don't know.
They are, it's Royel Otis, a duo, I believe. And I think they're Australian.
Okay.
But basically they started showing up. I used to have a podcast and we would do our Sync of the Week, where we'd talk about something we'd seen in film and television. It was a placement we really loved. And this band kept showing up. And it was like, just a really cool, like super indie, nothing like almost a rebellion against, like super polished pop music.
Okay.
Still really talented, really good, great riffs, great songwriting, great lyrics, but just, like not perfect. It had the human element, which I think is a huge deal.
Yeah.
We can all auto-tune ourselves into oblivion.
Yep.
But T-Pain was the master of the auto-tune, but you can hear that guy sing on his own, and he's absolutely brilliant on his own.
Awesome.
It's a tool.
I've never heard him sing without it.
There's a cover of him doing War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Oh, dang.
That'll put you to bed. It's so good. It's amazing. But yeah, so Royal Otis is a band I'm really digging right now too.
Favorite weird artist?
Ween.
Okay.
Still Ween.
Yeah. I think you already covered this one. And it's funny because my question for you was going to be your favorite guilty.
Oh, I told you what it was on the phone the other day. I was like, I have an unironic love for boy bands. I like all of them.
That's
even
amazing.
like BTS now. I think that anytime you can get that level of performance and energy, and I think the songwriting is really, really great.
Sure.
Like if you don't know who Max Martin is, you will after you listen to a Backstreet Boys record.
Sure.
NSYNC was writing songs with Richard Marx, who I think is a brilliant songwriter back in the 1900s, and although I'm starting to feel a little old. Well, it was early 2000s. I'm starting to feel a little old because the Backstreet Boys just did a Sphere residency.
Right. I saw that.
And I had friends go to that and said it was mind blowing. It's like fantastic. I would have loved to have gone to that. I saw NSYNC in the 90s. I saw Backstreet Boys. I saw 98 Degrees.
Wow.
Yeah,
you really do love that genre.
I do. I think that because again, it's about, for me, it's like whatever. I mean, they're good looking. There's girls screaming the whole time, but the songwriting and the production that they had going on.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of crap around with management taking advantage of people. They didn't really own anything. They didn't own any of the rights to the name. They didn't own any of the songwriting. And
Sure.
the second
the machine.
the second you start looking at where all the money's going, that's when you start asking those questions. Well, why don't I own this? Well, you're definitely part of the machine at that point in time. But those songs are fantastic.
For sure. I stumbled into a video the other day. I actually did like 4 or 5 different versions of the videos that I want us to kind of watch and get your reaction.
Excellent.
And I had found, and I'd messed it up 4 times in a row because my audio thing wasn't working. Finally got it though.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go back and find this video. I found a video of NSYNC. And it was really cool because they're demonstrating why the 5-part harmony is so cool. And I was like, this is a great breakdown. You've got part 1, part 2, part 3, and then they keep adding. And I was like, therein lies the precision and the magic of why the boy bands are so cool. It's such like an easy target to make fun of. Right? For all these macho guys to be like, look at these pretty boys, and like they suck, but the musicality is phenomenal, and the energy and the dancing and all that. I get it.
They were kind of pioneers with the live show a lot. There's a lot of the engagement of the the visuals, and there's video, there's all this kind of stuff. There's lighting cues. They were using backing tracks. Now I don't care which band you're talking about on stage, unless it's like the reunited Sex Pistols with the new guy. They're using backing tracks on stage.
It's true.
Your favorite country artist is doing it.
Yep.
They're using, now you can get auto-tune and a pedal.
Yep.
It's polished.
It is. And as listeners, I think everybody's actually rather sophisticated as listeners because of the level of production.
Yeah.
And then when you hear something that's a little bit more raw, to your point, the bands that aren't doing that.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because that's got its own little flavor to it. And if people can do it well, it's like, well, let them. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So this is fun for me to talk about with you is what does your live rig look like these days?
Tonight's gig, I have to wear a hat, so minimizing the change guitars so I don't knock the hat off, look like an idiot. Is key for tonight's
There's an art to that.
business.
Country artists have
I don't know how they do it. It's got to be
You
stapled on there.
tip your hat and pull your guitar off and put it back on.
That sounds like too much. After 9 beers, you can't do that.
Or you go click.
Yeah, just unstrap it. Yeah. When I do the big gigs, if I could take a half stack, I have an old 412 that was a PV cabinet at one point in time that has been taken apart and reworked by me over the years. And I have a 100-watt Splon quick rod head. Okay. That is basically the 3 Marshalls in one. It's a JCM 45, JCM 800, and a JCM 2000 in one amp. Wow. It's got 3 gears. And it's got a clean channel, which isn't great. So I typically use the JTM 45 sound. And it's got an effects loop, which I like. And I've got a couple overdrive pedals on the floor. Strymon Timeline I've had forever. Strymon Flint that I've had forever.
Great, yeah.
I got my Fender, trem and verb section, and the Timeline is just a brilliant pedal. And I don't think there's a delay pedal that's better than that one. Maybe the DL4, the Line 6. Oh, sure. That's really, there's one over there. It's, but I love that one too.
Chunky.
It's big. The Timeline's about the same size.
But it's killer.
Yeah. And I'm using, I've got a Sennheiser dual wireless. One little thing, 2 packs. Yep. So, and a Greer Lightspeed overdrive, exotic EP booster, and an exotic SP compressor. Okay. And 2 guitars, my custom-made Torelli Telecaster and an Ernie Ball Music Man Loop 2.
That's awesome. It was actually you that got me thinking about compressors.
Oh, really?
In a live situation. Yeah, I remember you asked me, what compressor are you using? And I was like, I don't use a compressor. Yeah. Because I would normally just use the amp compression to give me that. Yeah. But I get, it's a big part of a country sound. Yeah. To have a compressed, clean sound. Yes. And it was you that kind of got me thinking about that.
Really?
Because I wasn't doing a lot of chicken picking or country stuff at the time you asked me about that. Yeah. But I was like, that's definitely how you would go about getting that clean country sound.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm still confused by that because I can get most of that sound out of amp compression too. Sure. The amp has to be dumb loud. So the cabinet's facing the other way.
Well, I'd love to hear you in context of using your Splon.
This is my second one. Okay. I had one that was magnificent, and it went through a tour bus accident many years ago, and it worked fantastic. And then it was sitting in the corner of my studio, and I just wasn't using it. And I don't like to keep things I don't use. So I sold it to a friend of mine, and he loved it, and absconded with it to another state. So, I saw one come up on Reverb about a year ago. Nice. And I picked up another one. Because at that point in time, I've been through AC30s and pair of Deluxes, pair of AC15s. You go through 10 things. And I had that head for, a long time. And once you find the thing you like, you keep it.
You stick with it.
Yeah.
What's your recording rig?
Oh, well, I have 2 places I record. I have a home studio, and I have a big studio up that I partner with up in North Glen. Okay. And the name of it is? Avalanche Recording Studios. Okay. So I do a lot of, when I need to do a bigger band, I can go up there and, friends with the owner, Joey, and we've been friends forever. He's a brilliant drummer. He used to play for XYZ. Oh, cool. He might still play for XYZ, so please don't quote me on that. But he is brilliant. He spent a long time curating that studio. But my home rig is basically a couple of Universal Audio Apollos and a variety of microphones. Sure. And I've got a Korg Nautilus that was actually a gift from a friend of mine. That's our synth rig in the house. And all of the, bells and whistles that are around the room. And the closet is currently the live booth, or the vocal booth at home, because it's got a nice bit of wooden reverb in there. But there are enough of my wife's clothes in there, to help my wife's clothes, to manage any real solid, reflections in there. So it sounds really good. And we use a Neumann U87 into a Neve 1073 and a couple of compressors. And are you a Pro Tools guy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. But I do Logic if I need to. I just did a drum session in Logic because that's what they wanted to mix in on the other end. Got it. So I just was basically responsible for engineering. So I can do both. I've had people come to me and they say, depending on what session I've been in, it always takes 15 to 20 minutes for me to remember the shortcuts of the platform I'm in. And then I was that's the Pro Tools shortcut for that. Now, Logic is trying to do some time expansion thing, and it's going to take 20 minutes for it to catch up. So let's just go to the bar.
Jumping between programs, it gets me every time. I work mostly in Adobe Premiere for video. I do Logic currently for audio, and making that shift, I'm always like, okay, reorient. Can we just positive, negative, zoom in, zoom out?
Can we just do that on both of them?
Drives me nuts. All right, favorite gig you've ever had?
Oh, there's been a few Red Rock shows I played.
Cool.
There's a couple of 4th of July shows where I played for like 60,000 people that were really fun with an old friend of mine. Those were really fun.
Where was that?
That was in Thornton, Colorado.
For 60,000?
60,000 people.
They can fit 60,000 people?
It's in a giant park, and it's just a sea of people. And it's insane. A big old fireworks display, and they have a dude jump out of a plane and circle around.
All right.
You play.
You get to jump out of the plane?
I did not.
Shredding on the way down.
I mean, I would totally do that.
Oh my
gosh!
Like
fun.
Can you imagine?
It sounds actually.
Your cheeks going.
Yeah. I can't. Turn me up! I can't hear myself. just like
there's a delay going on here. I can't
lag. There's a full stack Marshall falling beside you.
A little parachute.
Like weird Doppler effect. If I sound like I'm out of tune.
You could probably hold a world record if you did that, though.
Yeah, that amp would explode, and I don't want to. I would never do that to an amp. I'd never do that.
But to get the world record, maybe they'd have a parachute.
Not worth it to me.
Maybe replace some tubes afterwards.
But I would have to say probably there's a couple of my favorite gigs are, there's like been gigs where it's just been me and my wife singing together and playing together.
Love that.
Those are really, really, really special.
Yeah.
And like when we've really, there's nights when the audience doesn't give a crap that you're there, you're wallpaper, but she and I will sing to each other.
I love that.
And we sing, we always close every show with Rainbow Connection by the Muppets because it's our favorite song, right? Written by Paul Williams. Thank you, ASCAP. And it's probably one of the best written songs of all time, in my opinion. And so like singing that with her is probably the best thing in the world. Try not to throw up at home with how grossly sweet that is.
You're doing a handful of projects right now. So do you want to just give me the rundown on?
Tribute acts are big right now, so I'm in 3.
Okay.
One of which is called Missing Blonde. I do that with my wife. It's called it's Missing Persons and Blondie smashed together.
Love it. Okay.
And so we do that. She and I also are in a Depeche Mode thing called Mode for the Masses. She's the backup singer, and I'm, there's no keyboard players. I'm playing all the keyboards on guitar.
Okay. Cool.
So we got a guitar player.
That's all they're made up of.
That's a 6-piece band, and so that's 2 guitars, and we're covering all those things. And I have enough pedals I can pull out of the closet that I can do most of that stuff. And Wish We Were Floyd, the Pink Floyd tribute, is still going.
Okay.
2026 will be 20 years of that. We were one of the first ones in Colorado to be doing that. It was, so it's pretty exciting us doing that. I'm singing lead in that with John Jeffers, the bass player. So
Very
we got
cool.
a Gilmore
Love John.
Waters thing going on. It's really fun. I have the Songbirds duo with my wife. I'm playing guitar for a guy named Jared Rogerson tomorrow night.
Okay. This is the country.
The country guy. He just called me about a month ago and said, "Hey, I'm Jared. You want to play some music with me?" I said, "Yes, I do." So going up to Wyoming to play with him tomorrow.
Cool.
We're doing my band, the Stu Miller Band. It's like the corporate thing. We were asked to put on a country showcase at a venue in Denver tonight. I'm doing that. I'm going to sing Neon Moon until my hat falls off.
Yes, let's go.
There's so many things that I'm doing. There's a few things that are in and out all the time. And I'm sure I will get a text after this comes out like, you forgot to check about this.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything that's happening before the end of the year.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, you're a busy guy. And I appreciate you making time to come in here and be the brave #1 episode.
Yeah, better than being a number 2.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love you, man.
Thanks, man.
You are
Love you
such
too.
a killer player, an amazing
Thanks.
human being, and I just appreciate you being here.